Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's been a little while. Just trying to get OBS working. I'm using StreamYard right now. The goal was to get OBS working, but not able to do it. But that's okay. We have more chances later, and StreamYard does what we needed to. But I have some cool tools to share with you guys now. Here, I'll just show you a preview of what we'll be doing today. Of course, film review, but we're going to also go over block stars from one of the premier coaches. But here's my little film review, new tool that I'm a huge fan of. Let me make this. There we go. So now we can zoom and we can draw here for Satchel. We're going to go over his block starts. We can scrub. And so I'm excited to share this and utilize this new coaching tool. Takes some getting used to. Got to learn how to do everything, but we have that to look forward to a little later. That's coming up. We have, of course, a great YouTube video to watch from Georgia, University of Georgia, Coach Carroll Smith. This is the Sprint Masterclass. This is the best block start video that I think I've ever seen. So we're going to review that and see what we can't learn, and then go through Satchel's block starts and see where he can potentially pick up time. But before we do that, as I said, it's been a little while. Excuse me. We got some good film to review, so this won't be the only day that we review film. Because I know, David, you've asked, hey, what's the deal, buddy, when you coming back? And here I am. So we have some film that was dropped inside of our school community, the Speed Lab school community. You can find that link in the description. But we're going to go over Carlos. We'll get to your film. Brian has been steadily updating. We'll get to his film, who unfortunately had a little hamstring problem. So Brian will go over what I've seen in your technique that has led you to potentially have some hamstring issues. And then David, once again. So we've got some good stuff. So like I said, today we'll get through as much as we can, and then tomorrow I'll hop back on, turn this into a regular thing. But like I said, this is one of the best block start videos that I've ever seen with one of the greatest coaches. I'll show you once again. This is Coach Carroll Smith, one of the elite sprint coaches, knows a lot of what she's talking about. And just to show you a little bit what I mean, let's look at what her athletes were able to do just today or yesterday at their meet. So here you have Maurice Gleaton. Georgia debuts in the NCAA with a 6.55 to win a 60-meter heat. Last year, he ran a U20 record of 9.92 over 100. So this is who Coach Carroll is coaching, one of her many athletes that she's had to be a successful sprinter, jumper. Hey there, Praveen. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. What are you doing? We're going over film review. We're a sprinting and jumping track and field channel where we're just trying to get faster. Go over all sports, though: football, basketball, baseball, rugby, lacrosse. Everybody wants to be faster, so that's what we're working towards. How about you? What are you up to? You're just watching the stream right now? Okay, so let's look at this. So Maurice Gleaton here in lane 6. This is one of Coach Carroll's athletes. We're going to go ahead and diagnose or learn a bit about Aaron Brown. This was an elite sprinter as well. Brody here in lane 2. See what he can do from Georgia. But this is their coach. So let's see them race this 60. I believe this was today.
4, Travis Campbell, Guelph in 5, and we'll introduce you to the rest of the field at the conclusion of the race here. Oh, it's tight. Looks like Maurice Gleaton Jr. with a very strong run. Guelph in 5, and we'll
pulled up on his hammy. I think that was a little frustration there at the end. I didn't notice it.
Introduce you to the rest of the field at the conclusion of the race.
Wow, slowing down. He heard it slowing down going up this final part of this incline. It looked fine. There it was. Wow, that's unfortunate. But anyway, for the 60, your block starts really have to be. Do you post George Floyd? No, Haste, Quick Scoper is not a George Floyd channel. Thank you for stopping by. So I can't really see. You can't see? Should be fine. Let me see. Is it laggy or something, or what? Can anyone else not see? Or can everyone see this right now? It should be fine. Okay, so for the 60, the block start's super important. Let's look again here. Great drive, great transition up, and then basically the 60 is pretty much over. That's unfortunate about that little hamstring injury that he got. Then there you see the frustration. He's probably had to deal with hamstring injuries his whole career. Ravine is kind of laggy for me. I'm sorry about that. I've been trying to work on my getting my stream better quality. Again, trying to use OBS, which hasn't worked for me yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, it wasn't the best quality on my stream. Let's see. Hopefully this looks better. Tell me if this looks better. Can you see that? It should be a little more clear. I think because it was what is that called? X post, Twitter post. It wasn't the most clear. Okay, so this is Coach Carroll. She's the one who coached the sprinters that we just saw. She's well known in the track world. And again, this is the best Blockstar video I've ever watched. So we're going to watch this, see what we can learn.
Theme of the day is high intensity short rests with the same time. And we want to run them as fast as possible. Good. You want to be here, flat back. Lock this foot down. Hit. Good.
Oh yeah, before we actually get into this is a Track All Access channel. It's an amazing channel. They post so many great things. So shout out to Track All Access. Let's see what some of these comments are saying. This is great content. Thanks. I agree. Best video ever uploaded. I somewhat agree with that too. Yes, she's the coach, Praveen, and she's again like I've never met her, but I've known about her for a long time, just because of the elite level coach that she is, and she comes from a similar school of thought, a similar trainee program as the coach who taught me everything that I know. So I've known about Coach Carroll for a long time. Robert, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it.
I gotta be long on the ground.
No, we're just over here reviewing. We're going to get into some film review soon from some of the athletes that I coach. But before we do that, we're going over Coach Carroll's philosophy around blocks and see how we can implement and make the block starts better for my own athletes. So
Here, but I still gotta be fast. Can't push off the back to the front. It don't give you enough time. Up, push. Good. Coach Kyle, cool them down because you know they'll be somewhere roaming around like wild coyotes.
Say if I had a talent, I'm trying to pop it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like don't stump, don't muscle. Yeah. Good, Dave.
so that was the assistant coach, I guess, and what it was basically telling that athlete is instead of feeling like you have to apply hell of force into the ground, it should be way more like a whipping action, as opposed to like a driving force action into the track.
Yeah, like don't say if I had a talent, I'm trying to pop it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like don't stump, don't muscle.
Right, don't stop. Still power.
Good, Dave.
So before they do their block stars here, what they're going to do are some med ball throws just to reinforce that powerful. You see how he drops and then explodes out of the med ball. It's very similar to what you're going to do on the blocks, just to get the nervous system primed and ready to create power. And then they move into speed bounds as a part of their block star warm up. These are speed bounds. Let's see; those are actually decent. Bounds are difficult when you first learn, but then they become very easy and fluid and very similar mechanics to a start, which is why I'm assuming they're doing this. Yeah. So Praveen, they just started with or this athlete, I believe he's managing an injury. So instead of speed bounds, he probably has med ball throws. And then the other athletes are doing what's called speed bounds. So like a very exaggerated run. You're exaggerating the push. Oh, here we go. Let's listen to this, coach.
Guys, grab your water.
So what he was doing there was a regular bound, where you're focused on pushing off of the ground, getting really long, using your force to push the track behind you.
Let's go. Come on.
And then, so the first version was a regular bound. The second version was speed bound, if you caught the difference.
How are they doing, Coach? Guys, grab your water.
Regular bound,
We're just doing it faster.
Let's go. Come on.
speed bound. Speed bound very.
Alright? Think about when you push off the ground, just let that leg hang. Don't bring it up, just let it hang. Alright, that's why we say like straighten the leg in the back. When you driving that knee up, squeeze behind the knee, just squeeze and hold it. I say that all the time. So try it. Try for like 3 steps. Try it right here. What I just did. 1, 2, 3.
Good. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. That's it. That's it. You gotta do that all the way down. Right now, get the motion there.
So that's basically what you're going to want to do out of the blocks. A little bit exaggerated. You don't want to technically be speed bounding out of the blocks, but that low heel recovery, that push, yeah, the full extension off that back leg, as coach was saying.
Don't worry about the chatter that's gonna come your way, because us doing anything incorrectly does not help us. All right, do what you did correctly. We can speed it.
Praveen, no, I said that the coach for the University of Georgia team, there's different training philosophies, right? A little bit like theories of thought, a little bit like psychologists. Like psychologists will differ in sometimes what they think, about, what am I saying? You have like Freudian psychology, you have like, I don't know the other types, I'm sorry, but it's just different ways of thinking. And there's a way of thinking about sprint training that was really developed by a coach named Tony Wells. And below Tony Wells are a bunch of coaches who believe the same philosophy that he has. Coach Carroll is one of them. And then my coach is another one of them. So they kind of went to the same school of sprint, if you will, even though there's not like a sprint school. They believe the same philosophies. They train the same, or very similar at least. So that's why I've known about Coach Carroll for a while, even though I don't personally know her and have never worked with her as much as I would like to meet her. But yeah, there's a whole group of coaches that subscribe to this style of training that we'll see in this video.
That's better. Good. Squeeze, 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 squeeze.
Today we're gonna do some
And this is Coach Carroll.
speed endurance, 30-meter blocks with short recovery. So they know how to run rounds over and over at a high intensity. So the theme of the day is high intensity, short rest with the same time. And we want to run them as fast as possible, like 3.6, 3.7 hand, obviously, but maybe faster if we can. Hand time. You know, freshmen have to learn how to move with the flow of the workout with intensity all the time, where maybe they didn't have to do that before, and learn how to get from place to place, how to do the warm up, get from place to place, know what you do before you run. So we're trying to teach them that, as well as how to start and do everything else. Oh, no. That's why you ain't starting right. Show me, Finley. Show him. Go. Ritual. So you want to do the same thing every time. That's what a ritual is. So when you get to a meet, nothing changes. Shake out, shake out. I'm focused on whatever I'm focusing on. Touch. Back block first. Put your foot on the back first. Yep, on the outside of the pedals. Good. Now put this in. Stay. Keep your hands right there. Put both feet on the pedals. Now just put your knees down. Now you in position.
No problem, Praveen. See you later. Thanks for stopping by.
Don't like it, we'll go knee up. Nope, nope, nope. Hands out.
Okay, so again, the important pieces here is that your block starts. Getting into your blocks is a routine. So you want to do the same thing every time. Like a basketball free throw. Again, same thing every time. And then so we'll go back here.
Touch. Back block first. Put your foot on the back first. Yep, on the outside of the
So you load your back foot first in the blocks. This is all still a part of your routine.
pedals. Good. Now
So you see how she placed his foot back on the pedal here. What she's going to say in a little bit, or maybe coming up very shortly, is that you want to place a stretch on this calf when you come up to set in the blocks. And that was a new revelation for me personally. And something that I implemented with my athletes yesterday was trying to get them to understand this back foot needs to be planted and loaded into this pedal, and this calf needs to be stretched.
put this in. Stay. Keep your hands right there. Put both feet on the pedals. Now just put your knees down. Now you in position. Now you can fix your hands. So we do double knee down, but if you try knee down, and if you don't like it, we'll go knee up. Nope, nope, nope. Hands.
So double knee down means what you'll see across the line in many events is some people have both knees down, some people have one knee down. Coach Carroll likes both knees down, and I already explained that my coach comes from a similar school of thought, and so I was taught to actually put both my knees down as well. And little funny story is that I went to college, and I would say my coaches were decent, but the level of coach that Coach Carroll is and the level of coach that I had is just different level. And so they were like trying to make fun of me because I had both my knees down. One of the coaches, who won't be named, but he didn't know what he was talking about. And this is in college, by the way, like a paid college coach.
Position. Now you can fix your hands. So we do double knee down, but if you try knee down, and if you don't like it, we'll go knee up. Nope, nope, nope. Hands out. Open your arms out. Unlock your elbows a little bit. You want to be here, flat back. Flat back, right there. Because I don't want you to pop that head up all of a sudden. Set. Hit. He likes to sit, I just want set. He like to lunge set. That's why he's not getting any pressure and he feel like he can't start. He can start. I can feel the power. We just got to get him to come up. So when you come up, come in your lane. Just raise your hips and make a triangle. Don't lunge forward. In your lane. Feel the power. That he like to sit.
So he's trying to. Let's just.
I don't want you to pop that head up all of a sudden. Sit.
So that back foot is there. Nice stretch.
Hit. All of a sudden. Sit. Hit. You can feel the power. Just raise your hips and make a triangle. Don't lunge forward. So you're putting your pressure forward on your hands.
Mm.
I want you to just raise your hips up. So just raise. He's not sit.
So he's shifting the pressure to his hand.
Hit. Just raise your hips and make a triangle. Don't lunge forward. So you're putting your pressure forward on your hands. I want you to just raise your hips up. I'll show you. I'll stand in front of you. I won't let you do it. Y'all let me know when you're warm. Runners, get in. Do it again. Start with your ritual. Kick,
Always
kick.
start with the ritual.
Kyle, you get them all straight. Make sure. I don't want that back pedal up like that, Finley. Williams, you can't get no pressure on your calf when you do that. Put your both feet on the pedal all the way, all the way. Yep, because that's what has to happen. Good. That puts you in position. That puts you in position. Good. Good. Head. Unlock your elbows because they're going to come unlocked anyway. So cut that. That's a 10th you can take off. Your elbows because they're going to come
He
unlocked
locked his
anyway.
elbows out. She
So
told
cut
him
that.
don't lock
That's
them
a
out.
10th you can take off.
Because the very first thing you're going to do with locked out elbows in order to go is unlock them so that you can go. She's saying don't waste that movement. Just have them unlocked in the beginning.
Put some pressure on this. Lock this foot down. When you come to set, put your foot on that back pedal. Set. Hit. Yeah. So Maurice, you're going to go every other rep. All right? So that way it give you 3 minutes with this knee. Then you can go way down. You can slow down. Easy, easy, easy. Since it hurts when you slow down. So you go every other rep. You feel that though?
Maurice, is that who we just
Look,
watched?
big arms from here.
Oh, it is.
Look. From the shoulder. Show me, not the elbow. Yes. That's see? Higher, bigger. Bigger. Yes. That's how you do it. Head. There it is. Yes. Are you moving the pedal back up? Why? You gonna do it your way or our way? If you have the pedal up, you don't have nothing to push from. Just 50. You ain't gotta have 40. Just 50.
So she's talking about the height of the pedal. So, you can change the height of these pedals.
Not 40, 50.
So she wants them lower, which places more stretch on your calf to get you more explosive. It's like loading your muscles.
Straight up and down. If I'm pushing off of a straight ledge, I don't have no tweak in my calf. Your calf has to stretch to push. If it's straight up and down, it can't push. You guys are putting so much pressure on your shoulders. That's why you can't get there. No shoulders over the line. Set. You're there. Hit. Feel me? If you're having trouble with it, it's because you're putting all your pressure over. You should not have pressure over the shoulders, should not be over the line. Feel that? Takes time. It feels funny at first, but you'll get it.
And that's
Workout and thank our sponsor.
one of the tips that I've been respectfully. I don't know if she knows that I'm showing her film, but I believe this is the All Access guy, Track All Access. She gave them permission and they don't seem to care. Yeah, go for it. You could tell if you'd like to.
Momentous. As
One of the things that I used to
Funny at
teach
first,
was
but you'll get it.
shoulders over hands.
take a quick break from our workout. And
All good. I figured you were. I'm actually very thankful to this channel because they let me show the. We'll come right back to this. if you haven't checked out Track All Access, it's such a dope channel. They have everything from obviously the sprints that we're watching to the marathons and a lot of cool videos on their channel. We're going to end up watching more. And they don't try to copyright strike you, which is awesome. But what a treat to be able to watch Coach Carroll as Devlin, who's messing with me a little bit. To be able to watch her like give out this excellent advice, and just be able to observe and learn.
Shoulder should not be over the line.
I used to teach shoulders
Feel
over the
that?
line literally
Takes
until I
time.
saw this video, and so I won't do that anymore.
thank our sponsor, Momentous. As you know, I'm constantly traveling, filming workouts, and moving from track to track, so I need a creatine that actually fits into my unstructured life. That's where Momentous Creatine Chews come in. Creatine is one of the most researched supplements for strength, power, and performance, and consistency is what makes it work. Each chew has 1 gram of Creapure creatine, the gold standard, and they're NSF certified for sport with no fillers or artificial junk. No scoops, no mixing, no shaker bottles, just something I can take whether I'm at a track, in an airport, or editing late at night. Creatine supports high intensity output, recovery, and even cognitive performance, which matters when your job is both physical and mental. And with Momentous, everything is built around clinically effective dosing and real science, not hype. A full daily serving is 5 chews. Timing is flexible, and it fits into real life, not just the gym. If you care about long-term performance and doing things the right way, this creatine is for you. Be sure to check out Momentous Creatine Chews in the link in the description. Now back to the workout.
So hold your breath in till 10, let it out at 10, and remind yourself, act like you got another set of blocks. Re-accelerate, breathe out. That's going to remind you big arms. Breath in on set. Let it out at 10. So hold it in. Set.
Another piece of advice that I've never learned. Okay, so breath in until 10 and then re-engage, like let it out at 10 as though you have another set of blocks. Let's see who does it the best here.
Three, 6, 3, 6, 6.
Good job. Who was it?
It was close. You could go daily. You could go Braden.
You got to stay on it, big arms. High and start hurting. That knee.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like they all kind of breathed out anyway at the start. I find it really hard
So
not to
hold it
breathe out
in.
like a weight lift, but maybe you're not supposed to.
Set.
There were definitely some of them that breathed out.
Okay, you just go to the first cone, 10. It's your responsibility to execute what the coach is telling you. Your way don't work. Somebody told me one time it take men 2 years to listen to the coach.
That's a
Why?
fact.
Must be the reason why they don't get fast until they juniors. Is that gonna be us? So listen to the coach. It's your responsibility to do what you. Brody, take off some of them clothes. Just a jacket. Let's go. And the next one.
It definitely took about 2 years for me to get used to my coaches. It's like a trust thing. You got to know, like for Coach Carroll, it's much easier to trust her. But yeah, takes a little while to learn the same language and like understand exactly what they mean as well.
Foot down. It shouldn't be. Yeah, lock it down. I shouldn't be able to move it. Foot down and set. Breath in on set. Breath in on set. Lock this back foot down. It shouldn't be. Yeah, lock it down. I shouldn't be able to move it. Elbows unlocked. Head, 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 head. Just a little bit right there. Set. Move. Push. Good.
364.
Woo!
I'm finding the breath work very interesting.
I gotta to be long on the ground here, but I still got to be fast. So I'm not rushing to get off the ground. I'm pushing early, I'm pulling late. First yellow diamond, come off of it. See if that hurt. Let's figure out where it start hurting.
Are you saying here that it needs to be quicker?
No, I'm saying don't rush, but keep moving fast. I'm being two-faced. Do everybody have a clock on their shoulder out here? Haven't I seen another one of those?
She's making fun of their tattoos.
Does okay, okay. Now what the clock doing? You know how to get in the blocks. That's not it. Open your hands out slightly, Bray. Just not that much. There you go. Unlock your elbows. Finn, head up just a little bit. Right there, right there, right there. Good, Jay. Good, Maurice. Maurice, put that back foot on the pedal. There you go. There you go. There you go. Unlock your elbows. Set. Good.
65 again.
Woo! Good job, Finley. Good job, Mo. Did you feel 10? So it's not 10. You want to try 20? Try 20 on the next one. So it's coming when you're pushing down straight.
They're discussing it. I think that young man just ran 6:55, which is hella fast in the 60. Like today, the young man back here, he has an injured knee, I
Learn how to
guess.
be a little uncomfortable with what the coach wants you to do. It's gonna work down the road. Set. Go, go, go. Block from right here to right here, right?
So this is elite level block work. There's a little tape right here. They do like measurements. I've had done. I don't know
33,
how
but he
to
didn't.
do. Otherwise, I would explain how to do it for you. But you basically measure from your hip
Got it too close.
down to your foot, and then you're able to calculate what distance your blocks should be. The first pedal to the line, and then you measure from the first pedal to the back pedal. Again, I've had it done for me with my coach. I don't know how to do it.
Runners, take your
Wish I
mark.
did. Devlin, you still there? I wish Coach Carroll knew I was talking about her content, because I would love to meet her.
It's your last rep. Maurice, second cone, okay? Good. Drop that knee some. There you go. Head, 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 head.
Look at that. 2 knees down, 1 knee down, but basically 2 knees down, basically 2 knees down.
Push, push. Good.
59.
Woo!
When you're running on that home stretch,
This is the 400 group. I thought this was also great advice. Let's listen.
you should be stepping through the opposite knee. You come up to your Z, you get Z, get to your L, and you strike down. If the knee, if the foot is not really stepping through the knee, if it's too low, through the calves.
Short stride.
Yeah, short stride, you're not producing enough power. Because from here to there, there's a lot more power than from here to here.
The last position before
Does
going
make
down
sense?
should be parallel
So-
thigh.
Then, once the thigh gets to the top, though, you have to strike and land underneath the hips. Okay, power concept. Why is that producing more power than here?
More range. Full extension. Or,
Yeah, more range of motion, you have more angular velocity. By the time you hit the ground, it's a lot
You don't
more
want to run
powerful.
like this.
You have better impulse.
Boy, that's how we squat.
You know what's a good? You know what's a good example? If I put a marble on the counter and I have you give you a hammer, and you put that hammer 3 inches over that marble trying to demolish it, will that be as powerful as putting it back there?
No.
So when you hit it from here,
Track.
you produce more. You got me?
I'm not quite sure what they're running here, but I think this one of these young men, I think it's him in the middle, ran like 44. Their last 100 split is 10-6. Okay, very good. Again, I thought this was the best block work video that I've ever seen. So now we're going to go ahead and let's see. So now we're going to review some block starts from one of my own athletes, and let's see how well or poorly he is doing them. Okay. So a little bit hard to compare against the University of Georgia sprinters, but we're going to give it our best shot. So I do have some film here from May 11th, 2025. So last year, almost a year ago. This was one of our first block sessions together. We had a lot to work. He's never run track before. Shout out Satchel. He's consistent now. We're going to compare this to some of the blocks that he's done recently. But I think this, again, was our very first block session. Okay. So if you noticed, I had him, maybe I just told him to do, no, I had him put both knees down, but, you know, he reverted to one knee up, but he's just getting comfortable. Now look at the, let's see. Good. Okay, not bad. We're going to follow Coach Carroll's advice here. This back foot is on that pedal there. Okay. Triangle with the hips. Let me see. Do the hips form a triangle? Yep. And I think one of the big pieces here will be his arms. So arm swings through, that heel comes off of that pad very high. You see that? Look how high off the ground that back foot right here. Okay. Instead, it should sweep through. I'm still getting used to using this thing. Sweep through this way. Right. What he did was bring his foot up that way. So and then look at that big looping step with this back foot here. Boom. And then a small step. Small arms. Tight, very tight sprinting. Okay, just for the sake of it, we're going to compare that to, we'll choose this one. So this is from this month, January 2026. This was from May 2026, and we're going to compare. Okay. Let's look at the difference again. Not bad. Okay, so you see how he I actually might like this one better. The set position was actually more clean in this one compared to this one. Watch how he loads again. So he comes up high with his hips. This is a nice, good. Remember, Coach Carroll talked about stretching of this calf here. right? We similarly want stretching here. We want stretching here. We want stretching here, right? So that's good. But then watch right before he goes on this one to the left. What's he do? He actually comes back down. He drops back down to try to get a push. And so that movement is going to be a waste of time, right? So we have to get rid of that. I believe we're going to do block starts tomorrow. I'm going to see Satchel tomorrow. Now let's pay attention to the arms. Nice. Look at the difference in the arms from day one to now. Much better. Right. Look at these compared to these. Much better arms. Now we want similarly still big arms, and they've become already more conservative arms here. Look at okay, those arms look more like week 1 arms when they should stay here, and he should still be driving. But that arm already looks conservative, as does that one, which explains the small steps that he's taking, right? But one of the things for Satchel is that he does look a bit more relaxed. A lot of bit relaxed. Okay. And then we have some footage from December 27th. So a few days after Christmas break, we met up. We went over blocks again. That was a good change he made. Look at him. He's sitting back here in this position. Then he drops that knee forward a little bit to get in the correct position. I think he could potentially raise his hips a bit higher here. Overall, not a horrible position, but he does the same. He's got the habit now. Look at his habit that he's developed. So hips come up, and then what does he do before he decides to go? He drops them to try to reload them. That's no bueno. When you come up to set, you need to be stuck in your set position. Okay. Nice arms. Let's see what happens on stride 2. Arms are not like stride 1, you see? Conservative, conservative, conservative. So we need to work on arms. One thing he does well is that foot drives back into this, back down into the track. So it doesn't just hang. Look, here, and it's driving back down almost behind his center of mass to keep him accelerated. Now, as he gets long again, let's see, does he drive that back down? Not horrible, but you see he's just a little bit in front of his center of mass, whereas the one before, when he struck under, see the difference here? That's directly under him. Now watch this one. Boom. So you let that foot get a little open. I'm paying attention to when he's striking the ground. So there's the strike. Just a little bit in front. So I think one of the ways that Satchel can fix this is definitely his arms. And so we'll go into that tomorrow with him. Okay, that was, I think, the first rep on that day. And then we have many more reps, but we won't maybe go over all of them. Here he is again. Okay, we've got our hips facing down the track. We've got both knees down. The arms are locked here. Remember, we need to have unlocked arms, as Coach Carroll suggests, because that's part of the compression that she's talking about. Whenever he moves, like his first movement isn't forward, it's down. See? Boom. In order to go, he has to unlock all of his body. So that's good advice from Coach Carroll, of course. That back foot is planted. On that back pedal. But you see, boom. So his hips actually have to change levels before he goes, which is why I need him to stop. Everything comes up a bit. The hip comes up. The shin angle raises a little bit. Right. So that's why the extra movement before he starts, we have to get rid of. See how he drops a little bit. And then the first thing he does when he decides to go is raise everything back up. So we just have to stay locked. Once again, great arms on step one, and then way more conservative here on step two. And then arms still conservative. Actually, that's not horrible. That one's decent. This one was weak. That one's decent arms. That one's kind of weak. Okay. Let's see what else we have from Satchel. I know we have something else. What's this? Running at night. Okay, so one of the things for this for these turn runs, Satchel, is that this arm can come across midsection a little bit to help you angle your hips. Your hips are kind of angled out this way. We need them to be angled this way. And the way we achieve that is by, I know you're coming off the turn here, but you see how this right arm stays here? We need it to come not across to your other collarbone, but up to your chin, basically. So a little bit more angled inwards will help you handle this turn a bit better. Look at this space between you and this and the line, right? Assuming that you're trying to be in lane 2. Look at that space between the line. Okay, so you're struggling to maintain that connection to the lane because of improper arms. But overall, decent, relaxed running. One of the things Satchel had to work on a lot was just relaxation inside of his sprinting. See, look at the extra movement. This is a nice set position. He should just maintain this position and be good to go. But what is he going to do? He's going to drop again whenever he decides to push off that pedal. So that means he's not connected to his pedals. We have to work on his routine of loading back into his pedals like a spring. So you don't have to do that little motion right there, because that's going to become your habit. And what may happen is while you're the starter is going to see that you're set and then shoot the gun while you're trying to reload these pedals, and that's going to lose you time. Much better low heel recovery on this first step here compared to week 1. Hitting behind yourself. Nice. Arms look a little more decent. This foot is still not quite where we'd like it to be. So right here, you see, he's stepping, his foot gets here, and he's stepping straight down, but we need him to step to squeeze behind the knee here, really activate the hamstring and drive that foot back down into the track instead of landing straight underneath him. Arms quickly get small as well. Okay, so we know what we need to work on with Satchel tomorrow. All right, so that was a great session for Satchel. We have more coming up because more athletes need help. If you're interested in getting your film reviewed, you can come right here to School Lab. I have a lot more reviews to do. As I said, Brian, yours is coming up. Carlos, your review is coming up. Michael, if you see this, go ahead and drop some film that we can review. Help you out a little bit. We still didn't get on our call. We were supposed to get on our call. And David. Can't forget you, David. You're up as well. So if you need some film reviewed, go ahead. Click that. And I'll see y'all next time. Thanks.